All right, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there spreading this truth like wildfire and all truth and sincere. Well, all truth and sincerity. And shalom, to shalom to the elect among the Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but the Spirit bears witness with our spirit that they're the children of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, and shalom to the real sisters out there. All right, this live is gonna be about a testimony, basically a testimony, man, of the Most High Yahweh, delivering me from situations that would have resulted in certain death, spirit world in a real way, today I was I got lost, I was going home and having that I got the wrong directions home and went through a neighborhood where hey you had dogs, bro, that was loose and shit. You had dogs that was loose, and they hey man, they was fierce, man. They was barking at me and shit. They was ready, hey, they was ready to charge at me and shit, like they're the dogs they're the type of dogs that be ready to charge at motherfuckers, man. You know them dogs in the hood, right? Be that's what it was, man. They were ready to charge at a motherfucker. So I was going through the hood, which is the valley of the shadow of death. It's true. And these dogs, man, they was like, they was ready to fucking go at it with me and shit. They was ready to charge me and shit. Just bark at me like all fierce and shit, when all aggressively like they finna come at me, bro. And I prayed to Most High Yahweh in the name of His Son Yahweh Shai. And yeah, what happened is I had like lost my way because I had gone in the wrong direction through that part of the hood that I had been through before. I got the wrong direction, and I didn't even have a my phone was dead, bro. I couldn't even use it to as GPS, use GPS on there, Google Maps and shit. So I had to ask people for directions, and some dude gave me the wrong directions, and you know I understood. Ultimately it was Satan. Ultimately it was Satan, but anyways, ended up going the wrong way. And I went into basically a hood where they had like they had them dogs, man. They had them dogs, and some of the dogs was loose, man. And it's I face certain situations like that. I haven't faced them that much, but you know, like I haven't faced them like that. Like hasn't been like that. The dogs. Usually I don't. Usually where I live, it's not. Where I have lived, it's not like that. So usually they're chained up and shit. But where I am now, they're some of them are not chained up. Some of them are out. And I was walking through, that hood, where the dogs was out and shit. and I prayed to the Most High Yahweh, and no, and he delivered me. You know, and at first, I was like, since I had really encountered situations like that before, not too common, right? Kind of avoided them before I was in that area. For where I couldn't avoid them. But now, since I couldn't avoid them, I had to turn to the Most High Yahweh. I pray to Yahweh by Shimei Shai that these dogs was not gonna like try to fuck me up and shit. And so I prayed to the Most High Yahweh that, he protect me, give a hedge of protection, put a hedge over me so that like basically, have his angels watch over me and all that. So that these dogs won't charge at me and shit. Fuck fuck me up because there's so many dogs. And they big dogs, big strong dogs and shit. So you can imagine what's that. And then more than one, even worse. You know, hmm, so I prayed to the Most High Yahweh, in the name of the Son Yahweh Shai, and hey, he protected me, bro. He protected me, throughout that. I was basically it was like a journey, bro, because I was going the wrong way, but I didn't know it because I ain't had my phone was dead, bro, and I didn't know the area, and so basically, the Most High Yahweh was keeping me safe, until I found out that that was the wrong direction and shit. And a dude who had told me that, he didn't know, he didn't really know. But anyways, I had to, it was like a trial, it was like a test. I had to go through it. And I had so the Most High Yahweh would show, that, would show that, like, basically have me in a situation to where I had to depend on the Most High Yahweh and like in Him alone. Just like how Jacob's trouble is gonna be. Like we won't be able to turn to the system and shit. Or even we won't really have anyone out. We haven't really had anyone out here. If you look at it. If you really look at it, no one has really had our back. It's always been the Most High Yahweh, man, that has had our back like the whole time. But it's gonna become more apparent. It's becoming more apparent. This situation really, really showed me that, and really showed me that ultimately, you gotta trust on you gotta trust on the Most High Yahweh to deliver you, to keep you safe in these situations. Ultimately, the Most High Yahweh, man, he determines well, of course, he determines if you go, if you're gonna go out, if you're gonna go out, if you're gonna, go to the spirit realm, or are you gonna just get fucked up, or you're gonna be delivered, you're gonna come out, all right, the Most High Yahweh, he protected me, and like during the whole time, and then, basically, that was like a whole trial because, I went for a while, and then I found out that because I got the idea to ask someone, before and didn't have that idea in my mind, but then I got the idea to ask someone, what's the right direction to go, and basically told me I had been going the wrong way, basically, but the Most High Yahweh basically, had me in a situation to where I went through that area and had to trust in Him, to basically protect me from danger that would have resulted, in me going to the spirit world, and hold on, hold on, let me get some scriptures on this. And also, when I saw a chariot, I saw chariots, when I was, when I was out there, not I seen chariots before, man. I seen different chariots, out there. So angels do be camping around brothers, man. I mean, they'll always make their presence known, but they're always camping around the brothers, man. Forget it. Angels in camp around. Let me get that. Around those who fear Yahweh, man. Angels in camp the angels of Yahweh in camp around those who fear Him. Basically protecting their life, man. Psalms 34. Psalms 34. Hold on. Psalms 34 and 9, man. Hold on. 7 to 9. Let me get to it. Psalms 34 and 7. The angel of Yahweh encampeth around them that fear that fear him, and delivereth them. Verse 9, oh fear. Okay, 9, I think you got the point, yo. I think you got the point. Hold on. Yeah, because angels of Yahweh will encamp around those that fear him. Let me get something else. Let me get another scripture. Basically, how? Oh. Because the Most High Yahweh, man, because it's basically all training for, hold on, basically all training for Jacob's trouble, man. Is we're gonna have to depend on the Most High Yahweh. We're gonna have to depend on the Most High Yahweh for all things, man. You know, we won't even be able to use the world, because Esau's gonna collapse this society. He's gonna force the jab and the jab and the cross, man. The chip and the dipped in the chip, man. He's gonna force that. So we're not gonna be able to function in this society. So we're gonna have to depend on the Most High Yahweh to deliver us out of all these troubles, man. And these are like little tests, bro. See if we're gonna trust them. They do get harder, each time. Hold on. We get in six troubles. KJV. Job 5:19. Let me get it. Job 5:19. Hold on. He shall deliver thee in six troubles. Yet in seven there shall no evil touch thee. In seven, complete them out. Verse 20, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Verse 21, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it comes to scourge of the tongue, man. Esau's propaganda and shit. Maybe, to try to demonize you and all that. The Most High Yahweh was going to provide a way for the elect to escape from all that, because through his propaganda, he's trying to basically justify coming against us. And they're going to turn that up, in the days to come. Neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Verse 22, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Hey, man. Like, my situation, man, dogs, bro. Like dogs, they're domesticated, but they're still beasts, though. They still move like beasts, act like beasts, They're still, they still have that, which it can't be tamed or domesticated out of them. So a dog counts as, the beast of the field, the beast of the earth, man. Verse 23, and that's an example right there, where, if you notice the point towards the end where, I had to turn back and all that because, you know, look at the situation, they were still gonna come at me, because I was going the wrong way, and I then later found out, that I was going the wrong way, I was thinking, maybe I'm going the wrong way. That was it right there, I had to turn back. Verse 23, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shall Khan. Verse 23, actually, this is verse 23. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. The Most High Yahweh, man. He's going to cause these wild beasts that's going to be let loose out here, including these dogs, which is going to be, they're going to become completely wild beasts, man. Because they're going to be starving, being under their owners and shit. So they're going to have to eat them, and they're going to develop a taste for human flesh even more and shit. And so it's gonna be dogs out here, packs of dogs out here. Like you have wolf packs. You have packs of dogs in fucking urban and shit. You could see it. Packs of dogs chasing motherfuckers down through the hood. But hey, that day I have to trust on the Most High Yahweh, man, because that's gonna be a fearsome sight. Packs of dogs, fucking niggas up and shit. Not even listen to the owner, man. Right now they do. And not even listen to the owner, because they really, they already ate the owner, so they're like wild, feral, stray dogs, bro. Packs of them, you know. That's what you're gonna have in Jacob's Trouble. Packs of dogs roaming the streets, and they're gonna need food. But guess who they're gonna turn to? They're gonna turn to you Jakes that in the hood, it's mainly you Jakes. You so-called black people, Latinos, Native Americans, and you speckled birds, man, in the hood. Two-thirds of y'all, anyways. Salakia, Akim, had to deal with some. Two-thirds of y'all, man. Two-thirds not gonna have no defense, man. So when a pack of dogs roll up on you, they just gonna chase you down, man. They gonna chase you down, and they're gonna chase you down. They can eat you and shit. But I see these type of tests as the Most High Yahweh is also increasing the faith of his men. Yahweh Ratazah be that number, but I see him as basically testing and increasing the faith because you go through certain shit. You go through certain afflictions, certain obstacles, right? You know, only for the Most High Yahweh to bring you through these obstacles. Provide a way out. Because the Most High Yahweh, He's not gonna put you through too so much that you can't handle, man. I think hold on. Some reason Yeah, dude. Hold on, Akim. Hold on. For some reason, my shit is buffering, man. The fuck? Fucking insane, bro. I'm telling you. Satan be fucking with it. I have to click out and shit. Fuck. Slack it, yo. Let me get 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. Because he's not gonna put you do something that he knows is too much for you, man. Most the Most High Howell, man, he's not gonna put you through something that's gonna break you. 1 Corinthians 10 and Slack in 13. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common a man. For power Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Yep, there you go, man. He's gonna make a way out of it, and being afflicted, catching hell, and that not just medical afflictions. Like catching hell, in general, or catching hell in different ways. Most High Yahweh was not gonna basically like break you. He could. He could. He's not gonna do it. You as elect. He's gonna provide a way for you to get out of it, for you to escape it, overcome it. You know, and in this case, it's like, okay, these afflictions, they could be like that because you be tempted to, you be tempted to stop trusting the Most High Yahweh, man. You be tempted to lose, to waver, lose faith and all that. That, yeah, because especially when it gets tough, man, you be tempted to do that. Because, like, these afflictions, certain hell that you go through is for that, it's for basically, to test your faith and all that. And also see if you finna endure, see if you're gonna endure until the end as well. Also, what's several purposes? And to purge out any impurities maybe in you. You don't know that's there, man. Slovakia. I got kicked out, but I'm back. Let me go back to where I was at. Okay, Isaiah 1 and 25. Hold on. Isaiah 1 and 25. Hold on. Hold on. Isaiah 1 and 25. Now I'll turn my hand upon thee. Okay, purely purge away all thy dross and take away all thy sins. Verse 26. And I will restore thy judges as at the first, thy counselors as at the beginning. Afterward thou shalt be called the city of righteousness and the faithful city. Actually, the elect being brought in this thing, Yahweh brought this out, be of that number, knows a part of that, Yeah, because the elect are going to go through that purging, being purified and all that through tribulations, through, all that temptations, which is the fire. Verse 27, Zion shall be redeemed with judgment and their converts with righteousness. Which that does mean, when looking basically like what it also means, the KJV Bible will show you that. Or that they that return of her, showing you, the converts of Jake's. But let me get the converts spoken of in the Bible are Jake's. Well, let me get. Hold on. Let me get another scripture. This is what it's about. 1 Corinthians 5 and 7. Talking about purge. Wait, hold on. All right, so let me get. All right, so hold on. All right, so use. Hold on. Let me get Zechariah chapter 13 and hold on. Zechariah 13 and hold on. Verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is gold, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh was my power. So while the 2/3 get cut off, verse 5, 8, and it shall come to pass in all the land, saith Yahweh, that 2 parts shall be cut off, therein shall be cut off, and the third shall be left, and the third shall be left therein. But the third is going to be brought through the fire, man, and be going to be refined as silver is refined, and tried as gold is tried. They shall call on his name, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And I will hear them say, "Is my people," and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. Because this is all training for that moment. When during the hour of temptation, when these devils, we have to go through what we go through, and ultimately, when these devils, tempt us with the chip, ultimately, when they do that, they're, right there, it's a fulfillment. Hold on, Akim. Let me get have to cut it short. Hold on. Let me get. All right, get the angels encampeth around. Yeah, I think I already got that. And they're always there. even if you don't see them. They don't make their presence known. They're still there. Let me get all right. So hold on. And all these trials, man, to test your faith. They're to train you, bro. Alright, so I hope this life was edifying. These trials and tribulations is to either purify you both. I wanna give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the oxen out there spreading truth and sincerity. And shalom to the real sisters out there. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but the Spirit bears witness with our spirit that they're the children of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And shalom to the real sisters out there. Stay shalom to all the hopeful elect, all the elect out there. Shalom, stay strong until the end. We almost out of here. You know, Messiah Yahweh, is gonna deliver those. He's gonna deliver us all ultimately, because he was the one who died to get that crown. 1 Peter, 2 Peter, 1 Peter. I'm not sure if it's 1 Peter or 2 Peter. Verse 2 Peter 3, verse hold on, I can 1 Peter hold on. Let me get 1 Thessalonians is Thessalonians. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 13. But I would not have you being ignorant concerning those which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. So even if you lose your life in this thing, especially you lose your life because of this truth, because Esau puts you to death because of this truth. Verse 14, for we believe that Yahushua died and rose again. Even so them also which sleep in Yahushua will power Yahweh will bring with them. Verse 15, for we say unto you by the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, that we which are alive and remain to the coming of Yahushua shall not prevent them which are asleep. Verse 16, for Yahushua himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of an archangel, with the trumpet power Yahweh, and the dead in Hamashiach Yahushua shall rise first. Verse 17, they're gonna rise. You dead in Hamashiach Yahushua, you're gonna rise first, man. You dead in who the world ignorantly called JC, and portrayed as a so-called white man, but he's really a so-called black man, and his name is Yahushua. The dead in Hamashiach Yahushua will rise first. Verse 17, then we which are alive and remain shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, we which are alive and remain, Salakia, shall be caught up in the clouds to those chariots, right, to meet with Yahweh in the air, and so shall we ever be with Yahweh. Verse 18, wherefore come from one another with these words. So anyways, with that, I'm gonna wrap it up. Shit's getting real, man. Prophecies are coming to pass. We about to get out of here, really. We about to get out of here. You saw about the force of jab and the cross and chip, man. The the chipped in the dipped in the chip, man. You saw about to do it. He about to make his move. He about to defame the men of Yahweh Shimei Shai to frame us up. You know, you have to stay strong these days. Hey, stay Shalom and stay strong to the end. And Esau, you're through. It doesn't matter what you do. It's over for you. Esau, you've been in a chick bag. You was taken and it wasn't known to you. You didn't realize it. Jeremiah 50 and 24. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon. Talking about you modern day Babylonians, you modern day rulers of Babylon, you Edomites, you self-proclaimed so-called white folks, and you self-proclaimed Jewish. You ish. Verse 24, I have also laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon. And thou was not aware, thou art found and also caught, because thou hast driven against Yahweh. Verse 25, Yahweh had brought his armory, and has brought forth his weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of the Lord Yahweh, for Yahweh of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. Verse 26, come, you devils is through, man. Come against her from the utmost border upon her storehouses, cast her as heaps, and store her utterly, let nothing of her be left. Verse 27, slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of the visitation. Verse 28, the voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of Yahweh our power, the vengeance of his temple. Verse 29, called together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow. Come against it round about, let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she had done, do it to her, for she had been against Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. Verse 34, verse 30, therefore shall her judgment, shall her young ones fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off, and they say to Yahweh. Verse 31, behold, I am against thee, O proud, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, for this day, O thou most proud, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, or the days come, that time that I will visit thee. Verse 32, and the most proud shall stumble and fall. None shall rescue him up, and I will kindle fire in his cities, and shut the vault all round about him. Verse 33, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Verse 34, the Redeemer is strong, Yahweh of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause. He may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. Verse 35, a sword is upon the Chaldeans, said Yahweh, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men. Verse 36 is a sword is upon the liars, or chief ones, liars. And they shall throw a sword is upon the mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. Verse 37, the sword is upon their horses, upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. The sword is upon the treacherous, and they shall be robbed. Because You devil stole from us. So same is gonna happen. They're gonna take everything that you have is gonna be taken. You stole it all anyways. Verse 38, a drought is upon her waters. They shall be dried up, for it is a land of graven images, like what's happening in Cali in the west coast. And they are mad upon their idols. Verse 39, therefore wild beasts of the desert, with the wild beasts of the island shall dwell there, and the owl shall dwell there ultimately when the nukes hit. After everything is burned up, they're gonna live there. With the wild beasts of the island shall dwell there, and the owl shall dwell therein, and it shall be no more inhabited forever. Neither shall be dwelt in for generation to generation. It's gonna be that totally desolate. We're totally through, man. Verse 40, as power Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, you ain't gonna be able to live there. As power Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, so shall and the neighbor cities, therefore say Yahweh, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any man dwell therein. And let me get Isaiah 14 and 12. Thy pomp is brought down to the verse 10, all they that shall speak and say. Verse 9, hail is come up. Verse 6, he who smote. Verse 5, Yahweh has smote, broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. Verse 6, he who smote the king, the people in wrath with a continual stroke. Verse 4, I'm going to read from there. And now that thou shalt take up the proverb against king of Babylon. Proverbs and proverbs, right? And thou shalt and say, how the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased. Verse 5, Yahweh had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of his rulers. Verse 6, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruleth the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. Verse 7, none hindered, none stopping it. Though they can't really. Verse 7, the whole earth is at rest and in quiet. They break forth into singing. For the singing, because when the righteous rule the earth, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, the people mourn. Verse 6, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he who ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and unhindered. Verse 7, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth in singing. Verse 8, yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, because the devil cuts all the trees down. Also symbolic, brought all these other nations down. And the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down. Slacky, y'all. Hold on. Slacky, y'all. The whole earth is, verse 8, yeah, the firs the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, ain't no feller has come up against us. Verse 9, hail from beneath thee is moved against thee to meet thee at thou coming. It stir up the dead for thee, even the chief ones of the earth. It passed, raised up against their thrones all the kings of the nations. Verse 10, all they that speak shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become like unto us we? Art thou become like unto us? Weak. They become weak as well. Art thou become like unto us? Verse 11, the pulp is brought down to the grave, and then the oils of the vials and the worm is spread under thee, worms representing corrosion, and the worms cover thee, corrosion covers them. Verse 12, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, which means light bearer, by the way. Thou Son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which is weak in the nation? That's describing Esau, the so-called white man, Verse 13, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt. And by the way, Lucifer should be like lowercase because it's like a description. It's a word that's a description. Means light bearer. Is not a name. Verse 13, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of power Yahweh. The Israelites, as well as, the literal stars. The Israelites shine, can be hidden, even in the dark, as well as the literal stars. Them as the Hollywood celebrities was the original stars. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north, verse 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High, which you devils have said in your heart. But verse 15, yet that shall be brought to hell, to the sides of the pit, to the grave. Shall the grave. Verse 16, they shall that see thee shall never look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made it, the word to tremble, and that which, hold on, that, that did shake kingdoms? It's just a man, right? Showing you. You damn devils. Verse 17, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened up the house of the prisoners, the Israelites. Starting off, and really, who fills prisons. America's a huge prison with a lot of Israelites in it. At the bottom, of course. Verse 18, all the kings of the nations, even, all of them lie in glory. Everyone in his own house. Verse 19, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain. Verse 2, with the sword that go down to the stones that they hid as the pit as a carcass trodden under foot. Verse verse 21, verse 20, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed the land and slain a people. The seed of Israel shall not be renowned. Even your own people you have slain, and oppressed. But you oppress our people way more, of course, even the ones scattered among you. Verse 21, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, for that they do not rise, nor possess the world, nor possess the land, or fill the face of the world with cities. Verse 22, for I'll rise against them, say Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, and remembrance, and remnant, and son, and nephew, say Yahweh. Verse 25, speaking of your queen, I'll also, and you devils is through, man, you're going to be cut off. Verse 25, 23, I'll also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I'll sweep with the besom of destruction, saith Yahweh of hosts. Verse 24, Yahweh of hosts has sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, and I have hosts, so shall it stand. Verse 25, that I'll break the Assyrian in my land, and you modern day Assyrians, you Edomite devils, and upon you spiritual Assyrians, and upon the mountains tread them underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart from off their shoulders, because the 1948ers, you in charge of this whole deal, man. Verse 26, then shall, this is the purpose that's proposed upon the whole earth, and is the hand is stretched out among them upon all nations. Verse 27, for Yahweh of hosts propose it, and who shall disannul it? In his hand stretched out, who shall turn it back? Let me get Obadiah. Obadiah 1 and 18 in the house of Jacob. Verse 17, verse 15, for the day of Yahweh is upon all the. Verse 12, what thou shouldn't. Verse 11, verse 10, for the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Verse 11, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that strangers carried away captives, forces and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem. Even thou was one of them. Jerusalem people before it's a place. Verse 12, but thou shouldest have not, the Israelites, right? But thou shouldest not have looked upon it on the day of thy brother, and the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Verse 13, thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yet also shouldest not, yet thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Verse 14, neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape, neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. So then, Sheol basically turn our people over into the Babylonians and shit. They're Hamites. They fucking did the same shit. The Hamites did the same for y'all. All y'all gonna pay. Verse 15, for the day of Yahweh is upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Payback. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. Verse 16, for as true reparations, right? For as ye have drunk upon all my holy mountain, even you so-called Native Americans didn't receive true reparations. The sellouts among y'all and the $5 Indians received the most. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. Verse 16, for as thou hast drunk upon my holy, ye have drunk upon my holy mountain. So shall all the heathen drink continually, and yet they shall drink it, they shall swallow down. Or sum up. And they shall be as though, and they shall swallow down, they shall be as though they have not been, through. Verse 17, but upon Mount Zion, nukes is gonna hit the land, bro. Cleanse the land of the heathen, 1948ers, and the Ishmaelites. Even the rebel Jakes, majority of them would be that are scattered among the heathen, including over there. Now, only the elect is going to be saved on this side. Verse 17, but it's mostly heathens in our land. Verse 17, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. You devils and you heathens. Verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau a stubble. Through you're going to be burned up. They shall kindle them and devour them. There shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. Through, over with, extinguished, annihilated. They're truly genociding. For Yahweh spoke it. Yahweh had spoken it. Verse 19, and they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, both the people before the being extinguished and the land too. And they of the plain of the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. Verse 20, the captivity, the host of the children of Israel, this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Seraphat, these so-called Africans. You sold so-called black people as slaves to, so-called black people, which y'all the real Jews, as slaves to so-called white men, so-called J, in which they're so-called white people, and the so-called Ishmael, well, the so-called Arab, the Ishmaelite, the East Indian, the Elamite, ultimately being brought to the so-called Chinese and Moabite, and the so-called Japanese Ammonite, and so-called Pacific Islanders, the Japhites, man, Japhetic people. Even the Seraphat in the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Seraphat, shall possess the cities of the south. Cities of the south. Verse 21, and your Savior shall come on Mount Zion, the judgment Mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh's, man. You devils is through, man. Let me get second Ezra's 6 and 9. I'm going to start verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be, hold on. Verse 6, did I consider these things? They are all made through me alone, and through none other. By me also shall they be ended, and by none other. Verse 7, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? When shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Verse 8, he said, from unto me from Abraham and Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, Jacob's head and held first the heel of Esau. Verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. Y'all, the end of the world. You through, man. The end of all the Gentiles that's ruling y'all gonna be the last. Jacob is the beginning of it to follow it. Verse 10, the hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand of the question Israel's asked thou know, man. Come, man. Like, hey, Jacob, Esau, you're hey, the hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Well, we're getting close to that time when the devil's gonna be taken down, man. Like Jacob took Esau on. Alright, so I hope this live was edifying. I'm gonna wrap it up right there. Shalom, shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim. Spread this truth like wildfire in sincerity, and in truth, all truth. And shalom to Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but the Spirit bears witness that they're the children of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, and shalom to the real sisters out there. Shalom to the elect among those Israelite foreigners, and shalom to the real sisters out there. And by truth and sincerity, I mean truthfulness and sincerity for the Akim. Let me correct that. All right, so, hey, stay strong to the end. Esau's through, and then it's like a downward spiral for him. He's going to serve that 1,000 years of slavery and then get put to death. 2,000 times is worse. Shalom, stay strong. And Abba Ball and Yasharallah forever. And not only 2 times is worse, but 2,000 times is worse. When you several scriptures, Wisdom of Solomon 20, chapter 22, I believe is that other one. And Shalom, stay strong. Abba Babo and Yasharallah forever. Shalom.